What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my Gran Turismo 02 Hero Racing series. Today we are on Brands Hatch in the GR4 Toyota 86. Now here I'm going to show you a quick overview of my fastest qualifying lap, which wasn't that quick. This track here is probably the most humbling track I've ever raced on, because it seems simple and it is a very fun track with all the quick turns and stuff, and with these cars you can pretty much go full throttle in a lot of corners because of how much grip especially this car makes. Also, I know this car isn't the fastest to qualify with. I should have probably qualified with the Audi TT or maybe the Peugeot, but I didn't want to do that. I like the Toyota, I wanted to drive it. Anyways, this track is so humbling that if you even consider looking at the grass the wrong way, it will pull your car in and throw you into the wall. It's going to give you an early vacation, especially in this COVID times, and say, don't worry about it, you're going on vacation this week. And yeah, you're going to go to a nice sandy beach somewhere in, I guess, England. Yeah, I guess England, yeah, Brands Hatch is in England. But yeah, I wasn't really able to get a good lap because this was right after I made the Porsche video in the episode prior. So I was just used to the low grip and max braking I had to do in those cars. And yeah, here, because last episode, me getting a livery worked so well after that race, I decided, let's get a livery for this car, because maybe it'll give me some sort of luck, especially rocking the Rockstar, joke time, the Rockstar Energy 86, same as the Papadakis Racing for Oswald's prior Corolla. Doesn't drive that anymore, he drives the Supra, which is dope as hell. But anyways, this isn't about drifting, this is about not time attack, I guess it's, yeah, grip racing on Brands Hatch. Now, like I said, just came back from driving the Porsches on the Nürburgring GP circuit, and the driving style for these cars are completely different. The power in this car isn't the greatest, but it has a ton of grip and the brakes are pretty incredible. But the main problem with this track was the first corner we're coming up with. I could not for the life of me get it right. Either I braked too early and I kind of ruined the entire lap right off the rip, or I just, braked way too late and got sent right into the sand trap. I could not figure out a way. But as we go into the second corner here, I like braking about halfway through those two pylons, brake really hard, and we just get right in there. Now, beginning of this race, this Argentinian in the GR86 as well, with the Takumi livery, gets kind of annoying because he doesn't really know how to brake. That's not the really word. He just drove very, very aggressive. Like here, clearly I had the inside, and he just threw himself in there. I do get an SR up somehow, but that's whatever. But yeah, he just kind of threw himself in there. He got kind of annoying. I don't know how much I put him in this video, but yeah, it got kind of annoying. Now, this part here, let's pay attention to the Corvette on the right of me. I kind of nudge him a little bit, but because I didn't see him, I didn't pay attention. And as you can see, I get a second penalty, or I get a 1 second penalty for forcing a car off the track. Now, if we look back at the radar, I do hit him, but he doesn't go off track. He gets close to it, but he doesn't go off track. So I get a 1 second penalty for that. Yes, I know I did hit him. It was my fault. I should have paid attention. He was coming in hot, but I was ahead of him. I had the inside for the most part, and he didn't go off track, most importantly. So what I got the penalty for, I did not really do. So that kind of was frustrating. And with a race like this, with so many laps, and the guy's so quick, it kind of cripples you right off the rip. Now, I knew I was not going to win this race. I didn't even think I was going to keep my position in the top 10 because I knew I was so, as the term goes, green in these situations that I wasn't very worried. But I knew that kind of crippled me a little bit more. I feel like I had a really good grip on the race from the first lap. I felt like I was doing really well. I thought, okay, I can stay pretty consistent. Even here, I was feeling pretty great. But that penalty and what comes in the near future kind of demotivated me and kind of ruins the race for me. But anyways, we're doing okay. We're in 12th. We're only 2 positions behind. Yes, I said that correctly. Behind where we started at the beginning of the race. But we go back down to 13th. This Audi driver was okay. He wasn't too bad. He was pretty aggressive, but he was kind of fair. This Corvette guy kind of hits the grass a little bit too much. Like I said, once you hit the grass, it dirties up your tires. And the second you hit the grip or the asphalt here, it just takes your car and you're thrown into the wall like that Corvette. He went and just literally died. Anyways, right here we go right on the inside of the Audi. Nice little move here. This is probably the only good move I was able to achieve all race. And yeah, I got right on the inside here. I come in here and the Audi decides, nope, you're not doing that, and likes to nudge me out. Actually, no, it wasn't the Audi. It was the Subaru. That's right. And since I was all aggressive, I hit I hit a little bit of the grass, sorry, and that took me out and threw me right into the gravel. Not ruining my race, but me in 15th now kind of throw me away. And as you can see, there's 19 drivers in this. I believe we started with 20, but as we go on in the race, you can slowly see that goes down pretty quickly. Now we're just going to speed this up a bit because nothing really happened. I just kind of was trying to catch up with the guy in 14th, trying to, honestly with this race, I was just trying to get more consistent and raise my SR because I kind of lost it a little bit last race. I did not too much, but I just really wanted to learn, and the main thing I wanted to do was not quit the race. As you can see, the guy in 14th, I believe that was the 8-6 that was being annoying, crashed himself. But yes, like I said, the main thing about this race is I didn't want to quit. I wanted to stay as motivated and try to stay in the race as much as I could and just try to learn. That was the whole point of this race, and also that was the whole point. I just wanted to learn and not do anything dumb, and I just wanted to learn how to do stuff, especially with this race having like a tire change we have to do because the tires do slowly end up going away. There is fuel consumption, but it really was not anywhere near enough to go in for fuel, because even at the end of the race I still believe I had about a half tank of fuel, which is more than like anything. I probably could have ran a whole nother 14 laps or so. As you can see, I followed this Audi into the back, and the second I come back onto the track and I hit the gravel or the asphalt, it just took my car and spun me right around. No chance of anything. We're going to speed up here all the way up to the 9th lap of the race because nothing really happened. I kind of spun out a little bit more. I passed one or two people, I think, and that's about pretty much anything that happened. As you can see, there's only 17 racers now. 2 guys ended up quitting, and now we are behind the American in the very nice purple Audi TT. And if you also look at my tires, they're slowly starting to go away. Should I have gone into the pits to change my tires earlier? Maybe, maybe not. I was trying to run it out as much as I could to try and catch up with this guy and maybe force him to screw up. Also, I noticed the guys in 11th and 10th, I believe, had a penalty. So I was like, okay, maybe if I can catch up past them, then go into the pits, maybe that'll give me an advantage, because I was so far back. I was like, let's just try to, like, you know, run it out. I maybe could have just ran out the entire race just on one set of tires, and then maybe would have helped me, but as you can see, what comes up, that really would not have helped. It just didn't really matter. But this corner here was my absolute demise, as you can see, and in qualifying, I was not able to get this corner right at all. I just really couldn't, and during this race I actually did quite well. That was the first time I actually really messed up, besides the first lap when I got a little bit excited with that Subaru behind me. As you can see, I was just frustrated. The tires kind of were gone. I don't know if they were gone or if they were just dirty. Also, this part here, I was waiting to see if the game would reset me, and it just wouldn't reset me, so I turned around and thought, okay, I'm just going to go, and it resets me as I'm finally going straight. I really don't like the resets in this game. There's a handful of things in this game I do not appreciate, like the penalty system, like I mentioned earlier, and I feel like the restarts or the resets are just not fast enough. I feel like the game should know when and where to reset. And I jump into the pits here. I was like, well, I might as well change my tires. I'm so far back. And here, I was kind of confused because I was like, oh no, which tires do I take? Am I allowed to go on the softs? Do I have to take the mediums? So that's why I kind of hesitated for half a second. That kind of slows me down quite a bit and kind of screws me a little bit because I do let the guys behind me catch up a bit, but that's not really that big of a point. But I do end up just throwing on the softs for the hell of it. Here, this is the part that humbled me probably the most entire race. Seeing that blue flag at the top of my screen. At first I saw the blue flag and I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh no, that means I'm driving really slow, and the guys in first have finally caught up to me, and that was the end of my race. There's no chance of anything at this point. It's just practice, and hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much. But as we move on, the guy eventually does pass. Actually, he doesn't pass me yet, and I get a little excited, and again, the first corner of the race, I send myself off, and I spin out. Again, once I hit the gravel or the tarmac, it just throws me off. And the guy in 3rd and 4th also end up passing me. like I said, this race was just trying to humble myself and learning the race, that this was just so very difficult. And also, as you can see, someone else does end up leaving again, so now that there's only 16 drivers, I'm basically in last place. And since I was so slow, my final lap is the 12th lap and not the 13th, which was kind of sad. And as you can see, that corner again catches me one more time to just put the nail in the coffin of me just absolutely sucking the bag in this race. I just really could not do it. This race was just too much for me, and it really showed me that I need to get a lot better. And also, since this was right after the Porsche race, I did have a lot of fatigue going into this. I was playing for already 2 or 3 hours in the Porsche, and then also with me driving for about an hour qualifying, not an hour, probably a half hour qualifying, and sitting down for 13 or 12 laps in this race here, it kind of just set me off, and I wasn't really ready to sit down for this long. But this here showing the leaderboard there, kind of, I had to scroll down to find my name. Never had to do that yet, and that was kind of demoralizing. But yeah, there's a lot to learn from this race. I'm happy I did it. I may do more as we go on. It was not difficult, just I was not ready for it. I really should have practiced more, and I really should have done this race a little bit more before I started recording. But you live and you learn, and it's okay. We did what we could, and it is what it is. Anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and please comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.